Hello everyone, welcome to the new video. In this video we will complete the user flow of sign up screen component. So when user tab on next, then on each time user tab on next, then user will traverse to all these components. So in the previous video we complete the UI state of this sign up screen and define the actions which will be coming from the UI to the view model, and also define the view model. So now let's proceed with the navigation or traversing of these components. So for that, what we will do is we define an enum class in our sign up package. Here we define an actually in sign up UI state we define an enum for each of our component. So enum class sign up view, and in that for each component, the first one is the first name and last name, so we will name it as full name. Second one is email container, so we will name it email, password and address, password, address, and the last one is the success container. Okay, and now we will hold that information in our sign up UI state. So in here we create a parameter named as ViewState, sign up view. Actually we will name it as SignUpViewState, and initialize with the full name. And in our UI sign up, here we create a new file named as SignUpContent, COMP, press tab, name it as SignUpContent. Okay, and in that we will pass the UI state parameter, and in here we will use when condition UI state dot. Actually, first we create this the next button here. So for that we use a column here, modifier fill max size, and in that, and also provide some horizontal and vertical padding. So we use 20 dp padding for horizontal and vertical, and in here we have our next button, on clicked empty lambda expression, and in here we provide that text next, and provide a modifier fill max width, and also put some horizontal padding, so 20 dp. Now on top of this this section we want to show these UI components. So for that, first we show the full name container, and in this full name container we have a modifier here, so we provide the modifier value to modifier. So this component should take the whole space. So in this way, this next button will goes on the bottom of the screen. So we provide the modifier dot weight 1f, and in the full name container we also use this modifier for this column. Okay, so now first we have placed the full name container. So let's see the preview of this one, then to move further with the other components. So prev, press tab, SignUpContent, preview, theme, surface, and in here we have SignUpContent, which take UI state. So we create a UI state variable, use remember here, and SignUpViewState. and pass the UI state here. Now let's see the preview. Build and refresh. Okay, so our UI is showing as per the first container preview. There is minor difference between colors. When we run on device, then we see the same color which we have. So now we need to show the other components. So to present that, we use when condition here and pass the UI state, view state, and press Alt Enter and add remaining branches. And against each branch, we place the respective component. We do it in this way, put it in next line, press Alt Enter. Okay, this way, and this is good. And here we have email container, password container, address container, pass modifier in it. Currently this won't take the modifier parameter, but we will modify this. And the last one is the success container. Press Alt Enter, Control Alt L to reformat the code. And now we will go to each component one by one. Let's say in the email container we have the modifier, but we haven't utilized it, so use this modifier. Coming back to SignUpContent, and in here in password container again we need to use this modifier. And in address container we haven't specified the modifier, so we will define the modifier parameter and use it with this column. And the last one is the success container. So in that we again not use the modifier parameter, so we will use it here. And that's it. So let's see the behavior changes in the preview. Okay, so in the view state we provide the SignUpViewState email container, email value, so email container will be shown. And if we provide password, then that will be shown. So now we further next need to do is when user tab on next button, then trigger the next action, next on click action. So for that here we define a parameter on action which takes signup action as parameter, and return type is unit. So this is the function type here. And when user tab on this next button, then we provide the action. Next on click, and in the preview we need to provide the value, provide this for lambda expression here, empty lambda expression. And now we need to create the signup. We have the signup content here. So in the outer scope, in this package we create another file and name it as SignUpScreen. Press COMP tab and use SignUpScreen and provide the input parameter ViewModel. And call the ViewModel method. Right now this method is not available. We need to add this dependency in our project for Compose, to use ViewModel with Compose. So in our build.gradle file, we provide this dependency and sync the project. Okay, so after syncing the project, we come back to our SignUpScreen and press Alt Enter here. Actually, press Control Space, and we have the ViewModel method here. So and in this we will use the SignUpContent, and in that we need to provide the UI state. So to get the UI state from the SignUpViewModel, here we have a state flow here. So we will collect the value here using UI state by ViewModel.UIState, collect as state, and press Alt Enter, import the extension function, and you provide the UI state here, and in the on action we need to trigger this on action method, so we provide the reference of this method on action. So the reason why we create the SignUpScreen rather than directly passing the view model to the SignUpContent, this is because if in future view model have some dependencies which require network call or any system resources or any IO operation, then we not be able to see the preview of SignUpContent in our Android Studio preview section. So that's why we have created a SignUpScreen separate, which take only the view model instance as a parameter. So now we need to call this in our main activity. So when we run the app, then we will be able to see this. So here we will call this SignUpScreen, and we are seeing a warning or error here that inner padding should be utilized. So we use a box here, use this inner padding, and now we are good to go. So let's run the app and see the behavior. Okay, so our app is up and running, and now when we tap on this next button, then we get an crash. Actually, I missed that part, that we also need to handle that action on our SignUpViewModel. So in our SignUpViewModel, we are getting the call in our next on click, but in here we have a to do, so that's why it's crashing. So we need to handle this action, that what we will do when this next on click action come in the view model. So here we will create next on click method, press Alt Enter, create function of this one, and in this we have first create a variable current ViewState UIState dot value ViewState, and the next ViewState or next ViewState, and use the when condition here. Current ViewState, press Alt Enter, and when user is on full name container and tap on next, then we will move to the email container. So we will provide the SignUpViewState dot email, and when on email, then go to the password. On password, go to the next component, which is the address, and on address container, when tap on next, then go to Success container. And on the last one, if user has reached at this point, then we right now return from here, but normally this would be navigate to next screen, which could be login screen, or which can be a home screen or dashboard screen. So now we need to update our UI state. So UI state dot update it copy, and provide the view state to next view state, and our UI state will be updated. So now let's run and see the behavior. Okay, so our app is up and running, and if we tap on next, then the email container is shown. Tapping next, password container, address container, and the last one is the success container. So one little difference is here, the success container should be shown in the center of the screen. So for that we just need to do a little change, and we will achieve that goal. And what will be in our success container, here we use the vertical arrangement center. So in our preview, here we provide the state success and see the preview. Okay, so this icon message is now vertically centered as well. So let's summarize. In this video, we want to navigate different components of the SignUpScreen in the flow when user tap on the next button. So for that, we define the enum class, in our sign up UI state. So the purpose of the enum is to define a finite set of types which can be used for any specific purpose. So in here we create a separate constant for each component of our sign up screen, and also hold that view state in our sign up UI state. And when user and in our UI side, in our sign up content, we use that view state in a when condition, and against each branch we show the respective component. And when user tab on this next button, then we send an action to our view model. And in the view model we have a method next on click. When this is triggered, then we get the first current view state, and based on the current view state we decide what is the next component which we want to present to the user. So after getting this next view state value, then we update the UI state, and when the UI state updated, then based on the when condition, the respective component is shown to the user. I hope this would be meaningful information for you. So thank you for watching. Bye.